didn't come here today to speak, I came here to listen. But something happened today that disturbed me quite a lot, in that the hospital up here, to make a long story short, my wife recently passed away the end of July. She had a rare blood disease, and it was turned into cancer. I took her, she came down one morning and said, "Bob, take me to the hospital." I did, the Douglas Memorial. I was treated real nicely. They looked at her, and the doctor said, "No, we'll have to go to Niagara Falls," because she had this blood disease, and she'd been in the hospital, Douglas, for a while before this, and so they had her record. They took her to Niagara Falls by ambulance, and they brought her back in the afternoon, and the doctor phoned me, and she was, he didn't come right out and say it, but he gave me the indication that she was dying. So I went down to the hospital, and I said, "Where's Marie?" They knew me and so forth. And they said, "She's up in 207. I said, "Oh, no, that's not good." And so I went up to 207, which I think some of us know was the room, because I helped to furnish some of them. And it was where they were sending people that were dying, and the families could go in and visit them and stay there. I went in, and the wife told me to go home, get lost, and so forth. But I stayed there, and they came and gave me, offered me blankets and pillows and so forth if I was going to stay the night, which I said no. She had kicked me out, but nevertheless, I went home. And so her sister was there and so forth. But they made it very comfortable with the dying, and I've seen other people in there the same way, and their families, children, and so forth. To make a long story short, I heard tonight that the hospital here in Douglas had closed those rooms, which is a drastic thing to do for the people that are dying, that their families can come in and visit and pass the time away. And that is the worst, one of the worst things they've done up there. They've done many, I know, and I've run into a few myself, but this is one that if they're going to say the hospital is going to be a certain way, they're not going to change it. Then here they go and they're shutting off beds, beds, beds. So we haven't got an emergency room. We haven't got this. And if my wife was dying, there's no place she could be that I could go in and sit and we could chat or do whatever we wanted. So that's just my saying that the Niagara Health Unit is not living up to the agreement they made with the town, that they're doing their best. So what can we believe? That they're going to keep this hospital. This hospital is going to be closed, I know it. And the sooner they wake up the politicians, and we got a local fellow that's going to run for the opposition. I'm not politically inclined that way, but nevertheless, I think that we should get after the politicians to cut the throat of the girl down there and take her $100,000 from retire. Thank you very much.
That's certainly something we need to find out, because if that is correct, then Bob is absolutely correct. If there ever was an agreement between the town of Fort Erie and the NHS, and has anybody here ever seen the actual agreement? Or if there ever was, that certainly would constitute a breach of it. So we would need to find that out. That was good, Bob. You actually obeyed all the rules to the very end there.